This is a special edition of our channel. In 100 seconds, we're going to cover Google's entire AI course for beginners. That's right. In under 10 minutes, you'll know everything you need to get started with artificial intelligence. And if that sounds too good to be true, it's not. We've literally condensed an entire course into a 9-minute video. So let's dive in and see what we can learn. Supervised learning is like having a teacher. The algorithm is given a labeled set of data, meaning each data point has a corresponding label or target variable. For instance, if you're trying to teach a computer to recognize handwritten digits, you would give it a bunch of labeled images, like this one is a 3, this one is a 7, and so on. The algorithm would then learn the patterns and features that distinguish one digit from another. They have a wide range of applications in various fields. For example, in healthcare, they can assist doctors in diagnosing diseases by analyzing patient symptoms and medical history. In finance, they can detect fraudulent transactions by identifying unusual patterns in spending habits. Protecting this data and ensuring it's not misused or disclosed inappropriately is of paramount importance. Furthermore, there are concerns about the potential impact of LLMs on employment. As these algorithms become more sophisticated, there is a risk that they could automate tasks currently performed by humans, leading to job displacement in certain sectors. We encourage you to keep learning, stay curious, and embrace the exciting possibilities that AI has in store for us. There you'll find additional resources, further learning opportunities, and a supportive community of fellow AI enthusiasts. Your support means the world to us and helps us continue creating valuable content for you. Thanks for joining us on this incredible exploration of artificial intelligence, and we'll lovely see you in the next one. And in education, they can personalize learning experiences by tailoring lessons to the needs of individual students. Ongoing research and development efforts are focused on addressing issues like bias, and privacy, while exploring new applications and pushing the boundaries of what these technologies can achieve. AI is a tool, a powerful one for sure, but still a tool that's created and controlled by humans. The future of AI is ultimately in our hands. It is up to us to shape its development and ensure it is used for the betterment of humanity. Once it's learned on this labeled data, it can then make predictions about new data. Like if it sees an image of a handwritten digit it's never seen before, it can confidently tell you what it is. Because these algorithms are trained on massive amounts of data, they can inadvertently learn and perpetuate harmful stereotypes or biases present in the training data. Additionally, LLMs can sometimes generate outputs that are factually incorrect or nonsensical. Ensuring the reliability and accuracy of their outputs is an ongoing challenge. First off, we all know AI is everywhere these days, but what exactly is it? The algorithm is given a set of unlabeled data, and it has to find the patterns and relationships on its own. As we touched upon earlier, generative AI is a type of machine learning that focuses on generating new data rather than just analyzing or categorizing existing data. At the heart of generative AI, we have large language models, or LLMs, which are basically algorithms that are trained on massive amounts of text data. They learn the nuances of language, including grammar, syntax, and even some aspects of human intelligence like reasoning and comprehension. The most famous example of an LLM is ChatGPT, a computer program that can generate human-like text in response to a wide range of prompts or questions. Whether you want to write an essay on climate change, a poem about love, or even code a simple video game, ChatGPT can help you do it with just a few words. Another example is Google's Gemini model, which is the engine behind Google Bard. It's similar to ChatGPT and can generate text, answer questions, summarize text, and much more. For example, if you have a bunch of data points that represent customers' purchasing habits, an unsupervised learning algorithm might be able to group them together based on their similarities, revealing some hidden patterns or segments within the data. Unsupervised learning is all about exploration and discovery, while supervised learning is more about prediction and classification. Well, in the simplest terms, AI is basically teaching computers to think like us. And there's 3 main ways machines do this. Deep learning is basically a more advanced form of machine learning that uses artificial neural networks with multiple layers. Unlike traditional machine learning and deep learning, which focus on analyzing and categorizing existing data, generative AI is all about creating something new based on the patterns it's learned from the training data. In other words, instead of just telling the computer to go fish, generative AI is like giving it a fishing rod and teaching it how to tie flies and cast lines. With generative AI, computers can generate realistic images, text, audio, video, or any other type of creative output that mimics human creativity. These layers allow the computer to learn complex patterns and relationships in the data that might not be so obvious. Going back to our cat and dog example, a deep learning algorithm could look at a photo and determine not only the breed of the dog, but also things like its age, size, and even its mood. The first one is machine learning. It's kind of like teaching a computer to fish. You feed it tons of data, and it learns how to solve a problem without being explicitly programmed to do so. For example, if you wanted to teach a computer to tell the difference between pictures of cats and dogs, you would feed it thousands of labeled images of each. Then once it's learned the patterns and features that distinguish one from the other, it can accurately categorize new photos it's never seen before. Now the next thing to know is deep learning. Think of this as teaching a computer to fish better. And finally, there's generative AI. This is where things get really interesting, right? So now that we've got those basics down, let's talk about the two main types of learning algorithms, supervised and unsupervised. Unsupervised learning, on the other hand, is like group work. Now let's shift our focus to something that's been making waves recently, generative AI. But the incredible capabilities of LLMs don't stop there. However, it's important to note that despite their impressive capabilities, LLMs also have some limitations. One major concern is bias. Another crucial aspect to consider is privacy and security. LLMs are trained on vast amounts of data, which may include sensitive personal information. Despite these challenges, LLMs and generative AI as a whole are rapidly advancing. As we wrap up this crash course in artificial intelligence, it's important to remember that while AI is indeed advancing at an astonishing pace, it's not quite at the point of replacing humans just yet. So whether you're a curious student, a working professional, looking to upskill, or just someone who wants to understand the world around them better, and if you're ready to take the next step in your AI journey, we highly recommend checking out the links in the description below. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more tech tips.